song called My Uncle is a Raft from 1966, and Eskimo Sun should be from 1969. And so here it is. The same session that I was doing that, I wrote Going Blind and a lot of the early stuff that would take years to get recorded. So Bob Dylan and I wrote a few tunes together. Maybe you might want to hear what one of those tunes sound like. Here's Na 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 Na.
Track 7.
Yeah. So if you can't understand what the words are, is because there are no words. Everybody was a celebrity. I didn't know what the words were. That's called scatting. That's the original version of a song before you actually figure out how the words fit on the song. So I did everything except actually write the lyric. So there are 3 songs. I couldn't get Bob Dylan to write the lyric. Mr. Kiss, you write it. Bob, you're the most important lyricist of the last century. You write it. No, Mr. Kiss, you write it. So, you want to?
Yeah, let's play a little bit of track 6.
Want to change the key?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Of course.
If you started working on a piece that you haven't finished, be more than happy to jump on that.
Shit, you know, if you give me anything, it could be, but you're in a certain kind of area where it can't really be giving you anything. Nobody will really, you know, it's got to be a certain thing for you to kiss. You can't be too outside.
That's why I picked on Eve of Destruction, the Barry McGuire thing. It's so, almost like a movie title.
Wow. Got a nice feel though. The track's got a nice feel.
Then when it gets into the chorus,
yeah.
I lose
Okay. So that's Bob and I sort of writing the songs. That's in here. I have 6 hours of that. I had to edit it down just so that... By the way, if you sat down and started listening to the 150 tracks, never before in this box set, the largest one of all time, you'd be sitting on your hind, even without going to the bathroom, for over 10 hours. literally. 1804. And what year for what?
I was going to reference back to the Frankenstein nature thing. I found that fascinating when I was interviewing Gene. He would be playing parts of the songs before we spoke about it. And I think you guys will find it really fascinating. You'll hear elements of songs beyond what Gene mentioned where he would go back to things and would rework something, sometimes several times, and pull things into songs. So that's a really interesting thing I think you guys will enjoy as a creative bonus.
And I have to say that I co-wrote a few times, co-wrote with Bob Dylan, co-wrote Joe Perry from Aerosmith appears on stuff. I even co-wrote, now Ace appears all over the place playing solos, but he also co-wrote 2 songs with me, and he insisted on singing one of them. Yeah, so here he is.
It's track number 11, In Your Face, with Ace.
I'll never shed my skin. I won't give in, 'cause that's the original sin. Now I know I don't belong, and do right if I can't be wrong. You won't catch me singing that same old song. Don't push me to the limit, but you wanna be in your place. Better look out, 'cause the ace is in your face.
Pretty good, huh? Good. There's an awful lot of material. Literally, your ass would grow calluses. Over 10 hours of straight music and so much to look at, and hours more of looking through the vault book and so on. A lot of surprises. Paul is on it. All, yes, sir. Ma'am. Good question. On that version, it's a drum loop. The original loop was recorded by Eric Carr. Eric Carr and I co-wrote 2 songs. It's on there. One's called My Babe, and the other one is called We Won't Take It Anymore. And Eric used to sit down and play drum loops, like play a different feel, and I take that feel and then write a song on top of it. I Love It Loud was played, well, I wrote a version of My Generation, really. That was my inspiration for writing I Love It Loud, on top of Eric's drum loop, boom, you know, boom, boom, the one that you all came to know as that classical halftime thing was actually one of Eric's drum loops. Not on the album, but the original version. So that was, what you heard there was an Eric Carr drum loop. He's all over the album. Tommy Thayer's all over it, Eric Singer's all over it, Bruce Kulick, every band member, except Mark St. John. Mark St. John's not on it. But Vinnie Vincent, all the variations, Paul, the powerful and attractive Paul Stanley's on it, everybody. Plus Bob Dylan, Joe Perry, Chubby Checker, the Shirelles.
They're not on the ball.
Dave Grohl.
And he's not on the ball.
Okay.
Little Richard's not on.
Little Richard's not on. I'm sorry? There are at least 150. You know too much. You know, we're so disappointed often in life because whatever it is you're expecting, you know, there's a sense in modern, everybody's trying to take the easy way out. I don't want to do that. I always want to give more. The band, I have to say, I'm proud to say, we always had a philosophy of giving you more, putting the band together we never saw on stage. So early on, when we were dirt poor, we were playing Anaheim Stadium to 50,000 people headlining, and I was making $75 a week. But we wanted to make sure when you bought a Live One, you got a big booklet, it was a double album for the price of one, or tattoos, or used condoms, like whatever it was. We wanted to give you extra stuff, because how many times have you gotten anything and you're disappointed in it? So that's always been the philosophy. Let me tell you something. This is going to fill you up. This is more than you, let's just say there's more.
So
I'm going to say that.
Speaking of more, before we open the floor to some questions, there's an acoustic guitar there, and it would be a shame.
Oh, so you guys don't know, I can play drums on Plastercaster, the original version, which you'll hear in the vault. I'm playing drums, all the guitars, all the background vocals and stuff. I actually started playing guitar first. Bass was my second instrument. So, oh, look at that. The union allowed you to do that?
So the first track on the box set, the first track you ever recorded, is a little track called My Uncle is a Raft. We have about 10 minutes left. And you know, as we've been going along, people have been shouting out questions, but I think maybe for the last 10 minutes, if we could get a little bit of live rock and roll. You were prepared.
So when I first started playing a little guitar, and yeah, that's me coming off. That's me. You know, all that. Hear all those licks? That's me. Which is where I came up with. Now let me go. So that's where those came from. So when I first started playing, million songs. So I didn't know how to do it. I knew C, C major, or this is how they play it, A minor, and F, and G. So I started to pull it out. My uncle is a raft. He always keeps me floating. He is so good to me. He treats me tenderly. Child molestation. It doesn't matter who you are. My uncle is a raft, and he always keeps me floating. He is so good to me. He treats me tenderly. It doesn't matter who you are. Well, when I got finished with that, I went, fuck, I'm the Beatles. Look at that. That's the best thing I ever heard. That's fucking horrible. It was horrible. I didn't know. I was just so amazed. Here's the thing about creating your own thing is it never existed before. The United States government, the Library of Congress gave me a copyright. That means that song, I And from then on, hundreds and hundreds of songs. There have been hundreds of stuff you hear on the record where you think either I'm playing bass or Paul is playing guitar or Ace. It's not. Neither on the Beatles records or the Stones records or Hendrix records. It's often not what you think. This, that's me on guitar. Because the guys refused to go. I'd actually bend it out of shape because it's wrong. This is the way it's right. But it's like white food. It's not spicy. It's not... It's a spicy meatball. See, it's got a little swagger. So what else do you want to know? Lincoln City. Oh my God. Huh?
How many vaults are there?
How many what?
Vaults are there?
There will be about 5,000 on Earth. Yes, the original 2 versions of We Are One is in the box. I'm sorry? I appreciate it. Nice of you to say.
What's on the inside of the door?
What's on the inside of the door? That is where a plaque will live for the executive producers, the people who are part of the producer experience. Their names will be engraved in a plaque that will live on the inside of the door of the vault.
So, Spielberg does this. The best directors do this. Before January, you can go to genesimmonsvault.com and find out more if you'd like. We invite you to do focus groups with us. Sienna and what was that? What's the answer? Are you?
I'm coming.
You bet she's coming. There's another chick within 1,000 miles of that place. My beloved is going to be right there. Get the hands on my man! What? Now.
Well, that's the end of that.
You sang in a movie called Never Too Young to Die. Yeah, I know. Is that song in the vault that you did?
You mean it takes a man like me to be a woman like me?
Exactly.
Or if you don't want to fuck me, baby, fuck off. Now, I want to say something for all of you who may not know this. Both of those were inspired by a New York edgy artist named Wayne County and the Toilet Boys, who opened up for Kiss at 52 Bleecker Street on March the 2nd, 1973. I told you I never took drugs. Wayne County became Jane County. Wayne County came up with those 2 ideas and, you know, had some issues back then sexually because the masses didn't accept it. And Wayne County and the Toilet Boys, they're the height. The last song was when somebody would take a dump in the toilet bowl and Wayne would go in and procure it with his lips. No exaggeration.
The buffet is now open. Listen, we have to wrap it up. So sorry. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Ken Sharp. Thanks for coming out. Thank you, Kiss 7. Track 14.
I know it's around. That's a wrong chord. I know it's around. That's wrong too. I know it's around. How's it? I know it's around. I don't have any doubts about that fact. I see you getting tonight.
Gene Simmons, everybody.